Hi, my name is David Hesselmeyer. I'm the owner and president of On Target Preparedness, which is an emergency services consulting firm, and also a longtime firefighter paramedic with Bush Creek Fire Rescue in North Carolina. I'm very excited to be here to talk to you about my FDIC class in 2020. It's been an amazing run. I'm very happy and honored that Chief Halton has asked me to come back and teach again. And so we're going to be talking here just for a couple minutes about what I'm going to be speaking on. Well, it just so happens that this is my favorite class, and I hope you're going to be very interested and meet me there so we can talk about it. We're going to be talking about grant writing for emergency services. So I'm going to ask you these questions. I probably know the answer, but I'm still going to ask. Do you have all the funding you need for your department? Probably not. Do you have projects that you would like to see funded that you don't have any other options for at this point? Probably. I know my fire department does. So how do we sit there and find funding for these projects? Well, grant writing is definitely one of the options. The problem is that most of the time, those of us who write grants have very little experience or any kind of knowledge about what grant writing is. So the point of this class is really threefold. First, during this class, we're going to talk about grants. We're just going to talk about what they are. Why are organizations giving away money to other organizations? What are their needs? What are their wants in doing this? And we're also going to talk about how these grants are different so that way we can make sure that we find the grant that we need for our needs. The second part of this presentation that we're going to be having is going to be on the tips and tricks to be successful. You can never be able to guarantee you're going to get a grant. But the one thing we can guarantee is that we need to fight to make sure our grant is as competitive as possible. So we can do that through a variety of things. One example we'll be discussing in this class is going to be how to say your needs through statistics. Grant funding agencies really want to make sure that this is something that you need, something that there's a purpose behind. So how do we look at numbers that we have in our departments, things that we collect through maybe NIFRs or other data collection systems, and find out this is something that we can use to show that we really need whatever it is that we're looking at writing the grant for. The next part is going to be talking about sometimes we unfortunately have weaknesses or things that we make mistakes on. So common mistakes and how to avoid them is going to kind of sum up a lot of this course. And so one of them that I study a lot on and really have looked on is called what I call poor mouthing. And that is where we start telling these grant funding agencies that our department is very poor. We lack the funding for this. We lack the funding for that. We just don't get the funding we need. Now, we do need to show them that we need the money. There's definitely a need for it. But they don't want to hear how we just don't have any money for any purposes. Because a lot of things that we buy in fire and EMS and rescue needs to be maintained, right? We got to make sure we hydrostatically test our SCBA bottles and things of that nature. Well, these funding agencies want to make sure that if they give us the money for these things to start out with, that they're not going to be used for 2 or 3 years and then put in a corner because we don't have the money to sit there and continue on the process. And the absolute final piece to this is I'm going to try to give you as many references and resources as I can in the time that we have together so that way you can start looking and becoming a better grant writer. Now, I'm very lucky. I've been writing grants for quite some time now. I'm very lucky to have a lot of networking with other grant writers. And so we're going to talk about those. We're going to talk about how to get information from others and just really get a chance to be as competitive as we can. I'm very blessed to have been able to be awarded a bunch of grants in my career. And I'm hoping that through this information that we can build the foundation for you as a grant writer for your department, and so that you can learn through experience and through trainings like this so you can get that funding that you need for your department. So I really hope that you're coming to FDIC 2020, coming up in April in Indianapolis. I look forward to it every year. I'm very honored again that Chief Halton allows me to come and his team, and I really look forward to seeing you there. Come to my class, and if you happen to see me through the rest of the week there, please stop me. Love to talk to you about grant writing. sidebar, one-on-one, whatever. Just really enjoy the week. And if you're on the fence about coming to FDIC, let me solve the problem for you. Just come. You will never regret coming to the greatest show on earth when it comes to fire and EMS and rescue. All right, we'll talk to y'all soon. See you there.